So you've learned how to catch it, which is identify the thoughts, the misinterpretations and the catastrophizations. And now you're going to learn how to challenge those thoughts and change them. So on page 19, there's some ideas to help you challenge inaccurate thoughts so that you can change them to more accurate, rational responses. So challenge it may be, is there any evidence that shows that this thought isn't accurate? So whatever symptom that has arisen, rapid heartbeat, and you're thinking the worst about it, can you change it? It's a very common symptom of anxiety. I'm having a panic attack, and panic attacks are scary but harmless. Has it happened before? What was the outcome? How many times have you experienced this frightening symptom in the past? Some people have experienced it thousands of times, and the feared consequence never actually happened. It's a very useful thing to remind yourself. I've experienced this so many times and nothing ever happened. Can you be 100% certain that what you fear will happen? It's very useful to just, knock the edge off your absolute certainty that that a catastrophe is about to happen. So just question that absolute certainty. For instance, change it to going by past experience and the fact that this is a very common symptom of anxiety. I can't really be certain anything that I think will happen will actually happen. Another question, is there a clinical explanation for this symptom? So that's just to remind you to bring all this new understanding back into your mind. Is there a clinical explanation for this now that you know about anxiety? So you might change it to, okay, this is part of a fight or flight response, and it's due to the effects of a surge of adrenaline. I'm in no actual danger from those sensations or symptoms. Another thing you can challenge it with, did the symptoms increase as I got more anxious? So you're trying to show yourself how you're getting caught up in the cycles of fear. If the symptoms did increase as you got more anxious, what might that show? So when you felt scared and it felt like the symptom got worse, your fear caused a rush of adrenaline which made it increase again. Okay, let's correct some very common misinterpretations. Every single person with panic disorder makes one or more of these misinterpretations, and the feared catastrophe never happens. So, number one, your symptoms are rapid heartbeats, fluttering, feeling of missed or skipped beats. This is the most common symptom of anxiety, of panic attacks. And the false alarm is, your misinterpretation is that you're having a heart attack. This is extremely common. The actual reality is panic attacks don't cause heart attacks. But the thing is, you will experience rapid heartbeat very often with panic attacks. So keep that in mind. It is extremely common. The likelihood is your heart will start beating rapidly because that's a very important part of the fight or flight response. Why it happens out of the blue is because fight or flight response can get triggered just out of the blue for no particular reason that you can see. It can be a build-up of things that have went before, and it can suddenly just spill over into any moment, whether you're in danger or not. So what is happening is panic releases friendly adrenaline, which causes the heart to beat faster to prepare your body for action. It's fight or flight response. But remember, your heart's an incredibly strong muscle, and it can beat rapidly and continuously for a long period of time without causing any damage whatsoever. So remember, this is the most common symptom of panic, and it's a fact that rapid heartbeat with a panic attack has nothing whatsoever to do with having a heart attack. Just keep in mind that you'll probably experience this repeatedly and nothing ever happens. Just put two and two together in your head and remember that. Misinterpretation number 2. Symptom is when you feel lightheaded, dizzy, floaty, and false alarm, misinterpretation is I'm going to pass out, I'm going to faint, I'm just going to collapse here and pass out. Actual reality is you won't faint because of a panic attack. During a panic attack, your heart rate is actually increasing, which leads to a temporary and harmless increase in your blood pressure. And fainting is actually caused by the reverse, by a drop in blood pressure. So when you're anxious and your blood pressure is slightly raised, you're less likely to faint than at any other time. Now we imagine we'll faint during a panic attack because we feel lightheaded and dizzy. But this can happen because the fight or flight response makes us breathe more rapidly, which slightly reduces the blood flow to our head. And this is what causes the feeling of dizziness. So remember, the fight or flight response have been activated. So your body is actually set for action, not collapse. Misinterpretation number 3. Symptom: a feeling of tightness in your chest, difficulty breathing, choking, and a sensation of a lump in your throat. You just can't swallow and you feel something's really wrong here. And false alarm, misinterpretation, I'm going to stop breathing. Actual reality is you cannot stop breathing because of a panic attack. Nobody has ever stopped breathing because of a panic attack. It's actually impossible. What is happening is during panic you feel tension in the neck and chest muscles, fight or flight response, sensation and symptom, and that gives you the feeling that you may stop breathing or suffocate. It's just to do with tension, with pressure. It just feels like you're not going to be able to breathe, but you will be able to. You also tend to tense your stomach very tightly when you're in panic. So everything's been tensed up and just the air's been restricted, that's all. But it doesn't mean it can stop breathing. It's impossible. Best thing to do is just let go of your stomach and you'll feel that the air will just be pulled in. Once you do that, it'll be drawn in all by itself and your breathing will return to normal. So your body actually will force you to breathe if you aren't getting enough oxygen, and you can test this. Just hold your breath for a few minutes and see what happens. See if you can actually stop breathing just by holding your breath. It's impossible. You'll see that it's just impossible. And you're never in any danger of not breathing during a panic attack. Misinterpretation number 4. Symptom is during panic, sometimes you get a feeling of unreality. Everything seems very strange. Your mind is racing. Your thoughts are just confusing. You've got this sense of impending doom and very frightening thoughts. Now, link this all back to when we went over the fight or flight response. Racing mind, ready for action, sense of impending doom. It's on the lookout for danger. That's all that's happening there. The feeling of unreality is that you're probably in a situation where it doesn't seem logical why you're having all these strange feelings. So that means you feel that you're not connected to what's going on around you. If you had these feelings, if you were in real danger, you would understand and you wouldn't worry about those feelings. You would relate them to the danger. It's because it's happening out of the blue for no clear reason. That's why you feel so strange. And your conclusion is, I must be going mad because everybody else in this restaurant looks okay. I'm feeling this way. I must be going crazy. But you're actually logically thinking because you're experiencing these sensations and you're putting two together and thinking there must be something wrong with you. Keep in mind, people who are so-called crazy, they're hardly going to wonder if they're going crazy or not. The fact that you're sanely questioning if you're going crazy is proof that you're not going crazy. Okay? And remember, in the midst of this overwhelming and seemingly chaotic experience, there's always a part of you that's able to watch it happening. So you'll be sitting going, what is happening to me? Why is this happening? This is very strange. I feel very unreal. So you can see that there's actually a part of you that's quite calm and collected, watching what is going on. And if you shift your focus from the experience you're having to that part of you that's watching, the experiencer, then you'll be able to sit back and realize that there is a part of you that's not getting carried away at all. Okay, it's just the experience that's frightening. It's not that you're going crazy. It's impossible.